Ah, Soliana, the city of water. It has a constitutional monarchy, you know. The primary industries are tourism and crafting precision machinery. The current sovereign is Princess Elise III.
Why does Eggman's base lead to an odd place like this?
How should I know? I just followed my orders and retrieved the item. Anyway, I have a little favor to ask of you. Could you escort me to the GUN rendezvous point?
Where's the rendezvous point?
It's the ancient castle of Soliana in Kingdom Valley.
Welcome back to Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, ladies and gentlemen.
Go to Kingdom Valley. Go to the forest cave immediately.
Okay. I'm feeling better now. I'm sorry if for my depressed attitude in the last part. I just getting a blue funk, I guess. And once again reaffirming that there are black NPCs in this game. I don't play any other story except Sonic's that often, and I don't talk to the NPCs. So, I didn't... What the hell? What on earth is a little girl like that doing out on her own? Whatever. Anyway. Ugh. This asshole. Alfano, not Alfan. Wow. Anyway, he wanted me to do some really stupid numbers test. Fuck that one. That said, I am going to be doing some side missions in this part. Since Shadow Story has so few arbitrary ones compared to all the others. But thankfully having forgot that was my chaos sphere. Yeah, I forgot to go to the shop in town, so it's a good thing there was one right there in front of the broken bridge, so I could pick up the air chip and the memory shard blue for Shadow's chaos boost maneuvers, which I'm going to try and show off with these upcoming side missions. First, more Rim Light side quests to collect light cores. And Iblis monsters already! Jeez! The game's only started and I'm fighting Iblis monsters. Granted, I'm not quite entirely sure when in terms of the story this... And Mephiles monsters! He's not even been released yet! And here are Mephiles monsters! Wow! Well, spoilers alert, but Mephiles hasn't been released yet, and there's going to be a character there, but whatever! Here is Chaos Snap in action. Basically, it's a teleport homing attack maneuver. It's a bit... it's kind of tricky to get done right.
Yes.
Basically, whenever you do a homing attack, Shadow will... Well, not whenever you do a homing attack.
Perfect.
When you do a homing attack while holding the button down, Shadow will instantly teleport and do a quick attack from one enemy to the next. This is good when you've got a string of one-hit enemies going around, but for the multi-hit ones, not so much. And sometimes, if you don't know how to avoid doing the teleport dash as opposed to a regular homing attack, it will automatically have Shadow drop straight to the ground and sometimes straight to his death. Which is really why you really don't want to use it that often. It's kind of... It makes me rather nervous to use it, but to be honest, when I can use it correctly, it is a little bit fun. You know, if you want, I think I was talking with Vic we're on better terms now, I think. I still don't know if I'm ever gonna invite him ever again. It's hard to get him at the right time. Point is, we were talking, and Vic was thinking, if there were... You could give a way to help differentiate Shadow from Sonic without giving him a wholly different moveset, would be give him this teleport dash as opposed to a homing attack. Except make it less jarring somehow.
Hey.
But anyway, that was I think the only 2 side missions I'm gonna do here. Guy thought there were ghosts out in the forest.
Perfect.
Reminds me of the guy from Sonic Unleashed who thought he saw those 2 ghosts from the Night of the Werehog film. Interesting. That could be an ongoing side mission if these games, if future Sonic games to carry on the idea of side missions. But anyway, we're in this part of the hub world. Lion fuck. Ring race and a buggy. I'll pass. No. A couple of things. I think I should have mentioned this earlier, but in terms of Shadow's gameplay, we've already established that he's nowhere near as fast as Sonic. And you've probably seen the whole way he does this spaz out in the air homing attack thing. A lot of Shadow's gameplay concentrates on the fact that he is... Good grief! I wish I had that teleporter before! And now he's on a jet-powered hang glider. We'll be on a motorcycle again before this is over. Well, before this story is over. Damn it, missed the 1-up. Anyway, where was I? He's not near as fast as Sonic. His homing attack basically has him hang in the air for a reason, or at least a better reason than it does for Sonic, is because he's supposed to be stopping in midair and spazzing out, doing some sort of combat attack. It's really ridiculous. Anyway, Rouge again. Okay, you see here, this big area over here, we're supposed to go looking for 3 keys with Rouge in order to progress through this door over here. Like the thing says. But fuck that, glitch time. It's a bit difficult to describe how to do this glitch. I barely remember how to do it myself when I tried this. But eventually you'll be doing something sort of like what I'm doing, and eventually you'll just clip through the door. And...
Okay, let's get going.
Oh my god. I thought I killed you, androids. This is getting ridiculous. Actually, you're not half bad looking. I'll let you live.
Press the triangle button to get out.
Oh man. And then there's this stupid vehicle. Okay, you remember the buggy? How it would overturn very easily for no good reason at all sometimes? Well, this thing can overturn as well. And the only time you're ever going to be using this hover vehicle is usually over a section where instant death is straight below you. AKA sand and or water. Or, you know, water that disguises itself as sand. I seem to forget that that's not really sand. And it's easy to overturn this thing, and the moment it does overturn, it will self-destruct. Another thing is that in this particular area, those huge pillar things will tend to topple over at the slightest inclination. Wow. And if they happen to land on you, and they will most often blindside you, land on you, crush your vehicle, and send you straight down in the water. So you, that section, real nerve-wracking, whenever you have to use that hover vehicle. But yeah, Shadow's gameplay is more combat-oriented, therefore most of his homing attacks insist that he linger in the air long enough to strike an enemy 6 times. I mean, it's not necessary. You can just constantly mash the X button to get him to continue attacking, but really, for most general enemies, you're only going to be doing the single homing attack thing. For enemies like this, you'll probably want to do the mid-air combat spaz shit. And the problem is, you're more likely to encounter the higher based health bar enemies. The most annoying thing about this game, what the fuck? Is that because he's so combat oriented, he'll be dealing with more multi-hit enemies than either of the other characters. And more variations. Another thing is that he doesn't have a spin dash at all. He doesn't even have a slide kick. He just has that ground-based version of his mid-air stat attack. On the bright side, he doesn't use guns in this game, if you consider that a bright side. Instead, he has his Chaos Spear, which he can only use in mid-air. It's basically like a stun gun, so you probably won't be using it that often. More of this Chaos Boost stuff. It looks like he's using Kaioken, really. And yet he's supposed to be the Vegeta analog. But yeah, you press the R1 button once the meter down in the bottom right corner of the screen is full to enter your Chaos Boost mode. Now, this is the case where I think Shadow is probably the least broken of the 3 main characters of the game, is because that thing is implemented completely properly, although most people won't know how to use it properly. There are 3 levels of Chaos Boost mode that Shadow can engage. First one just gives him his Chaos Snap teleportation ability, as shown here. Later you'll get upgrades so that you can use the Chaos Lance, an upgrade of his Chaos Spear that actually does damage, and one that will allow Shadow to do a very neutered version of his Chaos Blast from Shadow the Hedgehog. Actually, it does 2 things. It allows you to charge up. Oh boy. This is where if you're not careful with the homing attack, it can instantly kill you. I was a little nervous there, but thankfully I just tapped the button. You didn't, instead of holding it down. But anyway. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's possible that his Chaos Lance has that upgrade with it before, but I never use it. Actually, I have never used the the supposed Chaos Lance upgrade in this game until I did this playthrough, because I didn't realize that's what everybody thought it was. No. The real Chaos Blast is jumping into the air and pressing the R1 button one more time, which will have Shadow throw out this very, very pitiful shockwave maneuver that really doesn't reach all that far at all. Barely more than a foot or 2 around him in a radius. But with that said, we're actually at the end of the part, so I'll see you guys next time.